we're gonna watch Matara, genuinely one of my favorite VTubers. I love Matara. I think that she is just so, she's like what I aspire to be. She's very calming and wise and has a lot of, she gives mom energy. And not that I'm trying to give mom energy, but she gives just a calming, yeah, very gentle and friendly, and that's like what I've always aspired to kind of be like, a comfy atmosphere. Uh, and I love her so much, so I'm so interested to see what her reaction to this was and how she edited her video and different stuff like that. Good morning, Gal. But so we're gonna do that. And give me just one quick second. I mean, I had no basis um to have any opinions because I don't know anything about the 40K lore. And yeah, god damn it, my throne is backwards. That's so annoying. I didn't have any. Oh yeah. Only $5,000 for this chair? Sign me up. Um, boop. Okay, turn that off. But yeah, I I was learning because I didn't know anything about that. So I know. I'm just such a wealthy woman. $5,000. Yes, yes. Only $5,000. We've been watching a lot of Pawn Stars after that one stream. I've become obsessed with that show. And man, some of these collector people that like come and trying to sell stuff and they offer them $10,000 and they're like, nah, I'll just let it hang on my wall for that kind of money. And I'm just like, imagine. Blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, there was one other thing I had to do. And then I swear we'll start. I'm sorry. Watch reacts on lore dives like that from a similar perspective to showing an actual friend the video. Yeah. For sure. Fuck, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah. I need to go to. Yeah, I watched it because a viewer of mine was like, you need to watch. If you're gonna react to something, react to this. And I was like, okay. And thus I did. Sorry, I'm turning something off. If I could just remember what it was. Oh, yes. Okay. I couldn't remember where it was. We'll do this. Okay. I'm playing Warhammer 3 right now, and I'm in the last battle in the prologue and kind of sucked in. Yes, me too. Yeah, the only time I've ever done anything 40K is was Total War Warhammer. I had an ex of mine. We played 2 together a lot. Or 1 together a lot. We played either 1 or 2. I don't remember which one we played all the time. And had a lot of fun. Then had some friends years and years later do Warhammer 3, Total War Warhammer 3. And I actually really enjoy those games a lot, especially with other people. But okay. So, my apologies, my apologies, my apologies. What is going on? Okay. So, I'm just gonna do the little intro again. So my apologies. We're gonna be watching Matara react to Bricky's part 1 faction react because, like I said, I'm kind of new to the reacting sphere. Don't really know how people do this kind of thing.
Desark just followed.
Thank you for the follow, Desark. And I love Matara. She is my Oshi. She is the type of VTuber that I would aspire to be in terms of personality and just general warmth and kindness and coziness in a streamer. And so I'm so curious how someone like her, both in the scale of popularity, as well as just personality, would react to a video like this. And it might, give me a few pointers as to how I could potentially do better at reacting in the future. So that is the purpose of why I'm watching this. And Bricky is just a funny guy. And I know that they do a lot of stuff. I was introduced to Bricky, one from my chat, but then it's actually kind of funny. One of my chatters, Brobobo, suggested that I watch the 40K faction explained. And that night, Matara, Project Melody, and Bricky were doing a power wash simulator stream, and they were just chatting together, and they were all very funny. I remember they were specifically, what was Bricky? There was, see, I have such a bad memory. I wish I could remember. It was something about boiling eggs, that he said that he couldn't boil an egg because he didn't know how hot the water needed to be in order to cook the egg, and he was trolling Matsuda, and Matsuda believed him, and I was just like, hey, this is a funny guy. Funniness that I aspire to.
Before we get in, I'm just going to do a disclaimer. Thank you so much, Bricky, for letting me watch this video, not only on Twitch, but also letting me upload the reaction on YouTube. I really appreciate it. I'm still just getting into Warhammer. For anybody who doesn't know, I have read Infinite and the Divine, Brutal Cooning. I read the Siaphus Kane books, which is a 3-in-1.
There are books.
And I'm currently playing Rogue Trader, and I have...
Oh, so... One, of course there are books. Why did I not think that there were books? World of Warcraft has 35 million books based on their lore. And I didn't realize, again, Brobobo, huge Warhammer fan, he actually added Rogue Trader to my playlist of games to play, because people can use channel points to tell me to play a game. And Rogue Trader was the 40K game that he wants me to start with. So it's very cool that Matara also played that game. I'm gonna get to play a game that Matara played.
Played Warhammer Mechanicus. I'm excited. I do want to one day play Dark Crusade. I want to play Inquisitor Martin. I almost said Martin. Inquisitor Martin. He's coming here. Which is kind of like a Diablo-esque game.
Ooh.
And
Yeah, that's the also another interesting thing about the Warhammer universe is that it seems as though they have transcended genre. um, they they seem to be one of the unique franchises where they seem to be able to make games regardless of playthrough or like play a game genre. You know, they have Total War Warhammer, which is an online RTS. They have Vermintide, which is you know, I don't know, like a first person shooter co-op, and apparently they have a Diablo esque you know, loot and shoot kind of thing. So very interesting that the tabletop spawned a bunch of games and they were successful. And I also know that I don't remember what the name of the game is. I think it might be just called Armada. But I know that 40K has like it's called Gothic Armada. I'd have to look again. It was an ex that wanted me to play it, but that's like space battleship. It's probably still an RTS, but very different from the tabletop, which again, interesting.
I also want to play Bolt Gun, obviously, Space Marine. We'll get there. Oh, yeah, it's Caiaphas Kane, but Caiaphas Kane. Listen, I can't pronounce anything, all right? I never went to school for English, so I'm doing my best. All right. I also have food with me because I'm becoming a real reactor. This is my react era. I've already played Dark Tide, but I will play more Dark Tide. All right. Let's go. Tell me how the volume is as we start, okay?
Necessarily serve the Omnissiah, but someone who can appreciate them. You will not be getting my legs today, as I will be replacing them with various things depending on which faction we are currently talking about to add a little bit more context and possibly
a little louder
to whatever the hell I am currently doing. So, hello everybody, my name is Bricky, and this is going to be a long video and a large project that has been going on for quite some time.
Look at all those channels.
I need 2 hands for this. This is...
If that's a lot of channels, you should see my channels.
every single Warhammer
louder
race
or more
in kind of a nutshell, explained, a little bit of explanation, a little bit of lore, a little bit of talking about the tabletop, mostly lore, what they're all about, and also a little bit of background for those of you who just have no clue what Warhammer 40,000 is. Now you see, Warhammer and Warhammer 40,000 is a universe people hear plenty of.
So something that I'm noticing immediately, which was something that I grabbed a lot of criticism for in my first 40K watch, was that she's not pausing at all.
But don't know a whole lot about. They see, oh, there's these dudes in big power armor with chainsaw swords, and they got these big old green orcs, and there's some bugs over there, and everyone calls these guys weaves, and then there's these spiky bitches over here, and I don't get it. I don't understand. Where do I start?
Those were my people.
Well, this video is particularly for you, or for those of you who have a little bit of knowledge, but you're kind of curious about each of the different races and factions in Warhammer. So overall, the Warhammer universe is vast when it comes to lore and background, and each different faction is so different with the things that they believe in, and some are human, some are transhuman, like they all have all these...
Sorry. We watched the other Bricky video, and I recognize most of these.
Did people want me to pause or not pause? Haha, funny thing, goal. You can never make anybody happy, because, again, first video, people complained that I talked too much, and that they just wanted me to get on with the video. And when I asked them if you just wanted to watch the original video, why didn't you just watch the original video? Their response was, I don't want to watch the original video. I want to watch you make pointless comments over top of this video. I was like, okay, I understand. But then I got a couple of comments that said that it was difficult to understand 2 people when they're talking, which I totally get. Both you and I are like that. And also, I have a harder time speaking when I have audio input that is spoken word in my ear. And you know, multiple people were like, you should pause more. So I'm like, okay. And I totally get, like, watching hers, just right off the bat, I totally get what people are saying about it being a little difficult to, like, understand both if your volumes are at similar volumes.
I only don't know what he's hiding. It says he knows something. I'm not sure what that is. And I don't think I've seen the Chaos Space Marines. But pretty much everything else kind of makes sense. Oh, that's the Inquisition. Oh, come on. All right, then I know.
The things that they believe in, and some are human, some are transhuman, like where they all have all these crazy ass electronics on them. You've got aliens, and you've got the chaos factions, and there's so much to entail that I decided to embark on this project to tell you what each and every single one of them is about.
Also, spoiler alert,
what the Warhammer universe is about as well, to give at least a little bit of an intro
and I might pause a lot.
Extremely bloated, but very, very enjoyable world that I and many others partake in.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. I just want to take a look at this map as well. Wow. So Terra is all the way down there. Okay. Ooh, Cadia.
I unfortunately couldn't add a lot of knowledge about, you know, the universe because I've never played anything 40k wise.
I recognize Cadia. Okay. Do I recognize everything else? I'm not sure I know about Night Furnace. No, Cadia stands. I don't know what you're talking about.
Enjoyable world that I and many others.
But there is somewhere called the Scourge Stars, which is pretty dope sounding. And I'm pretty sure, I think he showed the same video, the same map, and he was moved over. And I'm pretty sure there's like the Heart of Darkness down here, which pretty. The Storm of the there's a lot of storms going on. There's a Storm of Tendril. There's the Storm of the Emperor's Wrath. There's the Storm of the Prince. There's the Storm of Magnus. There's a whole lot of storms going on. Also somewhere called the Night Furnace. And I think all of the purple ones are warp storms, which is like hell vortexes, essentially, right?
Partaken. So, I will be explaining every single faction in the Warhammer 40k universe, at least all the factions you can play as, and some smaller factions here and there. I will not be discussing absolutely everything in it, because that is a little bit much. I'm not going to go too mega
I'm so sorry, I didn't realize I was going to be that loud.
Give you a pretty solid overview of each of the different factions, and have you learn a little bit about them, and we'll discuss a little bit of the tabletop as well, in case you were curious about that. But for this episode entirely, we are discussing the Imperium of Man,
by the way.
because that takes up a fat chunk of Warhammer lore.
Unfortunately. Ooh, Blood Angels.
What is Warhammer 40,000? Well, the 40,000 starts off is the year 40,000. The 41st millennium, that's where it takes place, is in the year 40,000, 41,000 AD.
Where does this map come
You're
from?
already
Does anybody know?
more knowledgeable. Let me read you a quote. First of many quotes in this video. It is the 41st millennium. For more than 100 years, the Emperor has sat immobile on the golden throne of Earth. He is the master of mankind by the will of the gods, and master of a million worlds by the might of his inexhaustible armies. He is a rotting carcass, writhing invisibly with power from the dark age of technology. He is the carrion lord of the Imperium, for whom 1,000 souls are sacrificed every day so that he may never truly die. To be a man in such times is to be amongst untold billions. It is to live in the cruelest and most bloody regime imaginable. These are the tales of those times. Forget the power of technology and science, for so much has been forgotten, never to be relearned. Forget the promise of progress and understanding.
Screw progress.
For in the grim, dark future, there is only
I only
war.
want to be
There
eaten
is
by
no
a tyrannid.
peace amongst the stars, only an eternity of carnage and slaughter.
I'm sorry, what? Matara Vorenjoyer confirmed?
And the laughter of thirsting gods.
Love it.
Everything blows. And it blows fucking hard. Warhammer is probably the most dark and depressing universe.
I love how
ever
grainy
in
the
fiction,
picture is
or at
behind
least like,
him.
like top 3. Everything is so absurdly
Wow.
horrible, destructive, or overpowered that it all kind of ends up canceling itself out. It's like Dota. War rages across the galaxy. Interstellar travel is only possible due to sacrificing 1,000 souls a day to a rotting carcass of a man who you believe to be your god. Demonic gods and just demons tear open the fabric of reality on a whim. Other Xenos or even other humans end up killing each other in untold billions across the galaxy.
This is the
it is a time of unending.
This was the human legion, the Imperium of Man Legion that like is sort of really. I thought it was. It looked like the legion that of humans that follows kind of the Egyptian theme. It looked like that for a second. That's the Eldar.
Necrons?
Ooh, when I looked up Eldar, they looked very different.
See, I learned things from watching those videos. I know what the Necrons are.
But I guess that's because this is the Warlock, right? The armor is too skinny. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I wasn't sure. The telltale sign of Eldar is those oval gems. I'll remember that. Thank you. That's good.
Untold
and Conehead.
Billions across the galaxy. It is a time of unending war, slaughter, and a bloodbath amongst everybody. Planets are deemed unrecoverable and are completely destroyed on a whim. Everything sucks. But that's like the charm of it. See, everything in Warhammer is evil. But being evil is kind of fun. Like humanity in its own right is a xenophobic, prejudice, and religious zealot group that kill each other just as much as they kill all of their enemies. And they're like mid to high tier.
That's what I said.
Evil scale. Tau players. Imperial of Man. Why would you put the orcs so high up on evil? Come on.
I'll be honest, I didn't notice this the first time that I watched. My role's at the top of the evil scale. And then the guy who brings food at the bottom of the evil scale. I concur. Playing low tier for fun. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Tau players. It's funny that he puts Tau players at the top of the evil scale, but then at the end of his second video, he's like, play whatever you want, dude. Really? He put the Imperium of Man above the race that fucked a god into existence? Bold claim. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is he had Tau players at the top of the evil scale. But when he discussed people who play the Tau, he was like, you know, don't let people dictate how you want to play the game, essentially. So it's just funny that he put Tau players at the top, even though he was like, you can play whatever you want, it's a game, don't worry about it, at the end.
That being said, I do think the Tyranids, they're just doing their best. They're just hungry. They're just trying to survive, okay?
On the evil scale of Warhammer,
leave them alone.
Nobody is good. No matter who you are, everyone is some flavor, some color of evil. Whoever you pick, you are going to be the bad guy.
Well, I watched the part 2. And he talks not extensively, but extensively for, you know, an hour-long video. Oh, there's just cat hair everywhere. And he talked about how the Tau essentially kind of don't fit in the universe, and a lot of people don't like them because they restrict to a specific kind of play style because they're really, really good at shooting. And they have a lot of rules and abilities to make it so you can't engage with them in combat, melee combat. So you just have to 1v1 them in shooting, and they're really good at shooting. So that can make it frustrating to play against.
They just want to eat.
But that's the fun of it. Because being the bad guy is badass. Villains are cool. They look cool. They got cool outfits. They got cool weapons. They got.
Is that the Blood Angel as well, or no? Because it kind of has the angelic theming. That's Lord Solar Macarius. Looks like a living saint. Space Alexander, Imperial Guard. Okay. Cool. I haven't seen him yet at all. That's a saint. I mean, hey. I love it. I will be pausing a lot, by the way.
Villains are cool, man.
Just warning you.
And when everyone is a villain, everyone is pretty cool. That's what makes this so charming, is that everyone
It was
can
a big
be
deal
the
at some
bad
point.
guy.
Is he a big deal in any of the
let's start off
books?
talking about the main bad guy, quote unquote.
Because I'd love to read about him.
The Imperium of Man.
His hair, whack. His gear, whack.
The Imperium of Man is the main empire of the human race. All of humanity is under this one flag
I'll have to read it.
called the Imperium. And about 10,000 years ago, there was a man. He was the Emperor of mankind, a 10-foot tall psychic demigod.
There he is.
Who led humanity
Mr.
across
Man.
the stars to colonize tons and tons of worlds, create superhuman soldiers, and really bring
everybody.
humanity into a new age. This
For
man, the Emperor of mankind, was a psyker. And a psyker is like a magician of sorts. In the world of 40K, there is the warp, the immaterium, kind of like hell, but sort of like a purgatory dimension of hell. And a psyker is someone who can take that power and manifest it through their mind to use it to do stuff, like witchcraft stuff, magician stuff, spells, and lots of other things, but we don't want to get too into that.
I'm recognizing the staff from Rogue Trader. That's so cool.
Maybe even S. Now, the Emperor created a bunch of sons.
This I remember.
Yes,
we looked at them.
A bunch of
My boy
sons
8.
The Primarchs. He created 20.
18.
Oh my god, what is happening to me?
Primarchs.
Jesus.
Who lead all of the different legions of humanity to the different stars and plans to help colonize and bring it out. These Primarchs are basically like little versions of the Emperor. Not all of them are psychers, but a lot of them are very, very powerful, and they lead his special Space Marine legions. Then this big
It's okay, I just glitched, it's fine.
happened called the Horus Heresy, where the Emperor's favorite son, the
30
Primarch,
or so
Horus,
books.
ended up joining Chaos and leading 9 other, well, I guess 8.
Wait.
9 of the 18.
Hold on.
Half.
Small caveat. I thought Horus killed the Emperor's favorite son. But Horus was the Emperor's favorite son. Which is even more. The 9th, the Blood Angel's son, I thought he was the favorite. Okay, so he killed the second favorite. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. I think I just lagged. Hello? Uh-oh. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Uh-oh. I disappeared from the screen.
Oh my god, we're both breaking.
Oh, I see. So the one that he killed was the one beloved by all. Okay, but the one that killed him was the favorite one. Okay. I thought I was misunderstanding. Okay, cool.
Half of his Primarchs directly to Earth to fight down the
It's like
Emperor
Daddy's
himself.
favorite versus
now,
the people's
chaos
favorite.
Is. Remember what I mentioned earlier? The warp, that immaterium, the hellish place. In there relies
They were
the 4
best
chaos
friends.
gods. Imagine like
Papa
Satan
Nurgle.
and 3 other
My
Satans.
favorite.
The warp being kind of evil, those chaos gods, that's the reason. And so those chaos gods manipulated Horus, and then Horus helped manipulate all 8 other Primarchs
I love
to lead
how
this
grainy it is.
giant coup directly on the Emperor on Earth. And they...
Wait, hold on. I just saw something that literal wolves! They're riding actual non-mechanical wolves. So dope.
I love how
this
great he is.
giant coup directly on the Emperor on Earth, and they
Are the white scars
after this huge civil war,
bad
Horus
guys?
died, but not before brutally
I love
wounding the
them.
Emperor. And right at the end of his life,
Oh, they're
they
loyal.
put the
Okay, thank
Emperor
God,
on this
thank God.
large golden throne on Earth,
I got
in which he
sad.
is now alive, just barely, but slowly rotting away, powering something
My
called
sweet
the
loyalists.
Astronomicon, so long as he stays alive, and is fed 1,000 people a day. The Astronomicon is like the North
I like his
Star.
plan.
If you want to do interstellar travel in 40K, you need to pass through that demonic warp I
like his
mentioned
legs
earlier.
again.
But how do you know where you're going? Well, the Emperor is there putting a nice little navigator right there. He helps navigate you to know where you're going. If you want to go from Earth to some crazy solar system
really want to
across the
find out
way,
more
you
about
need to
how
go through that warp,
the lighthouse
and then you
works
need to know where
that
you're
way.
going. Go through there and pop your way out. It's like
And somebody did say
doing
that
nether
there's
travel
theories
in Minecraft, so
that
you can
that's why the
shorten
Tyranids
distance between
came
going to areas.
because
so
of
long
that
as the
signal.
Emperor is alive,
But then
and
other
being
people
fed
said that
1,000
Tyranids were
people a
already
day
kind
to
of,
stay alive,
you know,
you can
peeking
do
their
that.
head here and
The
there.
moment he dies, interstellar travel's gone for all of humanity. You're so
It's not a
boned.
theory, it's
Now, since
confirmed.
the Horus heresy 10,000
But then
years
the question
ago,
is,
the
are they
Imperium
coming
has
to
fallen from
take over,
grace
or are they running away?
substantially. All technology has started to
Maybe both.
dwindle and die. There is now giant fundamental religious extremists that now
Yeah, that's so weird, huh, Plane Popper? The roach loving the Tyranids.
believe the Emperor of Mankind was a deity, a true
Was this a
living,
sister
and
of
now
battle
believe the Emperor of Mankind
or a Grey Knight based off her armor? I mean, oh no, I see the fleur-de-lis. She's a sister of battle. Okay.
was a deity,
Because of
a
the
true
French.
living god.
Not the French,
which is
but
probably the
the
last
symbol.
thing the Emperor would
There are
have
no
wanted to be
okay, so if
remembered
it's a
for.
woman,
So now you have this thing called
sister
the
of battle.
ecclesiarchy, which
Cool.
is this giant church entirely devoted to spreading the good word of the Emperor. He is now the holy Emperor God, the God Emperor of mankind, and
That he
all
is.
of the Imperium has taken up worshiping him to the fullest extent and killing anything that isn't humanity in his name. The Imperium has this futuristic gothic tone to it and a hefty religious zealotry. to
Valis,
them.
that's scary.
If you think anything against the Emperor, that's heresy and you deserve to die. That is called being a heretic.
women are in every
Heretics
faction
die
besides
in
Space Marine
40K.
and Custode.
There is no such thing as freedom of religion. There is no such thing as freedom of speech,
God.
so long as you are against the Emperor. There is no such thing as any kind of tolerance. Everyone is a religious zealot. Some more than others, but no matter what, you're preaching that good word. So right now, everyone in humanity is trying to expand their empire across the
Yeah,
stars.
that makes sense.
If you are a heretic, someone who doesn't believe in the Emperor, you are deserving of death.
The guillotine.
If you believe in the Chaos Gods, you
The
are also
guillotine.
a heretic.
I'm doing
and
good.
you
How are
deserve
you?
death. If you are an alien race
Whoa,
of
whoa,
any
whoa, whoa, whoa,
kind,
whoa.
you are a
Whoa,
filthy
stop,
Xenos
stop
and you
right there.
deserve death as well.
Stop.
So long
Don't.
as the murder
No.
continues and humanity expands,
No.
the
Okay.
Imperium of Man is very,
The bug
very
thing,
happy.
listen.
However,
I'm just a
the largest
bug.
fighting force of this
Space
Imperium
bug.
is my personal favorite faction, and the first faction we will discuss, the Astra Militarum, or also known as the Imperial Guard.
His favorite faction? Wait.
Matara, what that tongue doing?
Stop. Out of all the factions, his favorite faction is the Guards. You're telling me you came to 40,000 years after, I guess, Christ, I don't know, and you like the dudes with guns? I know he'll explain why, but I'm just letting you know I'm already, listen. Give me bugs, give me orcs, give me Papa Nurgle.
The Imperial Guard is the main fighting force of the Imperium, and in a world of horrifying creatures,
He just
galactic
liked the guys.
monstrosities, the literal demons themselves.
Video is old,
breaking
he's
in
changed.
through
What
the
is he
fabric
like
of
now?
time to kill you. The Imperial Guard are untold billions of regular men and women wearing modern day like flak armor with a laser rifle. This is the humble las gun.
Yeah,
the
you just
main
like the
weapon
guy
of
with the
Imperial
gun.
Guard. It fires
He's a sister's
superheated
main now.
plasma
Good.
lasers at an extremely fast fire rate.
He
It is
recognized
reliable,
that he
never
simps for
jams.
women.
It can blow off limbs, giant
We did see the
holes
last
in
gun
concrete.
in,
It is overall
I don't know if it was in Mechanicus, but we definitely saw it in Rogue Trader.
In modern day, it is one of the weakest in the 40K universe. Yeah, a laser rifle that never jams, it could blow off limbs,
Yeah,
one of the weakest weapons.
But I get
That's
it.
the
I'm
world
glad
we're in
he's
right now.
aware.
But who
He
cares?
seems.
Because the Imperial Guard has, in each battle, 500,000.
Basically put a Sister of
these
Battle
men
on
and
his
women.
gamer subs cup. Hey,
30,000
I mean,
large
good luck
armored
with
tanks,
the lawsuit.
10,000 artillery batteries. The Imperial Guard wins through sheer numbers and firepower. They kind of have this World War I, World War II style aesthetic with legions of guardsmen as well as high company commanders and generals on the field along with them, and multiple kinds of troops.
No, I've already watched this video.
Starts off with
I'm watching Matsura
long
react to
lines of
see,
artillery.
to like kind of
Tracking
compare
rust
and
this I can get
learn.
behind.
Planet
Adeptus
underneath the
Mechanicus,
enemy's
I can get
feet.
behind.
And as this barrage
They're
continues,
priests with little arms.
hundreds of thousands of guardsmen,
metal arms.
a sea of guardsmen surges forward, firing and charging at everything possible while the planet rumbles as tanks roll up behind them. Gunships block out the sun and tanks block out the dirt with the steps.
That's an Emperor
and
worshipper?
hoofprints
Oh,
of
I thought he was in the
millions of
red
guards.
robes
It is
like,
through numbers and sheer sundering firepower. They are
Mechanicus
the
is
first
different
and
gear.
last
Alright.
line of defense for
look
the
very
Imperium
similar.
and make up a huge bulk of the battles. The Imperial Guard is also made up of
Oh my
tons
God, not
of
the
different kinds of
bayonet.
regiments.
This
The
is very
Catachan
World War
jungle
I.
fighters live in a death world that's more hospitable than almost any
This is
firefight
like-
they'll ever get into. So they just have this steroid-looking giant knife Rambo predator.
Yeah, I was
looking
gonna
sons
say
of
this is
bitches
Rambo.
Where nothing is anywhere near as scary as a simple knight on their home planet.
so funny.
You have the Valhallan Winter
I think we
Soldiers
had
who have
identical
been
reactions.
300 years, the Mordian Iron Guard.
Okay, this is
who are
very,
more
like,
interested
French.
in making their shoes shine than actually fighting a battle. And then, of course, the big one, the Cadians from Cadia.
What is that, everybody?
The biggest
Cadia-
export of
Cadia
guardsmen
is
in
standing?
the entirety of the Imperium. You will fire your
Oh.
first gun at 5.
It stands,
You will
doesn't it?
disassemble and reassemble it at 10. You will have pounding artillery drills day in and day out at 15. And you'll fight your first Swarm Lord at 16. And if you mention Cadia, you will burst into an unrelenting amount of tears and sadness like I do daily. To quote, I have at my command an entire battle group of the Imperial Guard. 50 regiments, including specialized drop troops, stealthers, mechanized formations, armored companies, combat engineers, and mobile artillery.
Okay.
Over 500,000 fighting men and
Oh my God.
30,000 tanks and artillery pieces are mine to command. Emperor, show mercy to the fool that
Leave
stands
some for the
against
rest of
me,
us.
for I shall not. The Imperial Guard are my personal favorite faction in 40K. They're the army I collect the most, the ones I enjoy playing the most, and the one I enjoy
I'm not
in the lore
judging,
sense a lot. There's
but I'm
something
judging.
about just a regular man with a laser rifle being told to charge the horrors of this universe and willingly doing so for
Look,
his
there's a
god
reason I'm a
emperor. It's
space
just
bug, right?
poetic. They actually
Agree to
represent
disagree.
the main Imperial Guard tactics pretty
Agree
well.
to
Large
disagree.
amounts of artillery that doesn't require a line of sight, lots of tanks, tons of infantry, drop troops, and gunships. Overall, they're pretty similar to how they sound, though a little bit expensive to collect, unfortunately. And they don't hit a lot.
They look
have
so
a bit
goofy.
of a bad
I love
aim,
them.
but you don't really care because you're just drowning them in shots. However, if you want more accurate fire and specialization, we can move on to talk about Space Marines. The Angels of Death
I
are up
completely
next.
understand. By the way,
Space
just so we're clear, I completely understand why people like him. I'm mostly making a joke because I like something completely different. I'm coming to 40K for the Necrons. I mean, our first book on book club is the Necron book. Our second book is an Orc book. I love the Tyranids. I'm loving Papa Nurgle. I come to space, you know, not to. How dare I have a different taste than the streamer? How dare I like different things? I'm a filthy Xenos lover. I am. Hell yeah.
Marines are genetically engineered super soldiers and superhumans. They're given extra organs, their skin tissue.
True. Thankfully, I came in with no opinions, so nobody could hate me for liking a faction that nobody else likes, which is what usually happens.
Is toughened, their bones are stronger, they're taller than the average person. They're pretty massive people.
Heretic?
And these are the specialized super soldiers that carry out a lot of the more specific tasks for the Imperium. And
how good is the Space Marine 1 game, by the way?
In fact, there's one per Primarch. Each
nice.
Primarch, the Emperor's son, as I mentioned before, oversees their legion of Space Marines.
I support you in all of your endeavors, Eves.
The blue one. I always see the blue one. I feel like every time you see Space Marines, it's usually the blue one, right? Oh, I missed it.
The genetic upgrade they get is based on the genes of said Primarch. It's something called a gene seed. That's what brings them up to this like superhuman level. As stated, each Primarch has their own legion. Robot Girly Man has the Ultra.
Every legion is tied to every Primarch with the coloring, but also they have the gene of their Primarch. So if you think about it, they're distantly related to the Emperor, right? They're distantly related to the Emperor because the Emperor fathered those guys, and then these guys get fathered. So they're like the grandsons of the Emperor. Cool. I love it. That's why they're his angels.
Marines.
I like it.
Jagatai Khan has the White Scars. Rogel Dorn has the Imperial Fist. Corvus Corax has the Raven Guard. And there's a whole bunch of others.
I'm not going to lie. The Raven Guard looks great. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I feel like Legion 13 is always what I see. I always see that in promotional material. It's always like they're blue.
Again, I'm so dumb. I never do not remember seeing this thing, but Angron. That's like Legion 8, right? That was the guy that I liked. He was the Ultramarines.
Cool. Looks awesome.
Side sections that are also extremely interesting and have a little bit more of a twist on the average Space Marines, which we will discuss in a bit. Humorously enough, I don't have a whole lot to say about
or was it,
Space.
Wait, hold on. Or was it the guy over? No, I think it's like this way.
That are also extremely interesting and have a little bit more of a twist on the average Space Marines, which we will discuss in a bit.
Oh, they're not. Oh, so then it goes from left to right then? So, like, he's the World Eaters? So it goes like this? Not, but he looks like Legion 8. Like, when we saw the, where is it? Oh, okay. But no, but he doesn't look like that though. There was where's a picture of the Legion? Yeah, this picture. Oh, come on, my internet is not that bad.
18.
Yeah, see, he kind of looks like that. I mean, I guess they might kind of look the same. Wait, that guy looks similar to this guy. I have to try to figure out where I was. But they look very similar. I mean, I guess this guy looks similar too. So wait, were you saying is Legion 8 guy? This guy? Gilliman? He doesn't look anything like his picture. Where Angron stands now. Angron is who Gilliman used to be.
Yeah, I feel like Legion 13 is always what I see. I always see that in promotional.
Look at the numerals. I am looking at the numerals. Sorry, 13. You're right. I'm sorry. Oh, you're right. Sorry, I got confused. I just saw 3. Yeah, you're right. I'm very sorry. So I can't even see 8. Oh, wait, yes I can. He's here. Okay. Oh, he's the Night Lords. Okay, yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Zeebs, don't hate me. I'm blind and dumb.
It's always like they're blue. Cool.
I'm sensitive.
Looks awesome.
Side section.
Can't
I'm
complain.
sensitive.
Also
Ooh.
extremely-
Oh my god. Do the space wolves really come from Fenris, the planet? Ugh, so dope.
Interesting and have a little bit more of a twist on the average Space Marines, which we will discuss in a bit. Humorously enough, I don't have a whole lot to say about Space Marines. They're superhumanly fast. In fact, it's been said that nothing that large should move that quick. These men in power armor moving at blazing fast speeds. Their
Ultra Smurfs are the poster boys for the whole universe.
They
yeah, I feel like I always see them. I didn't realize there was different ones.
In fact, where they differ comes down to which Space Marine Legion we're talking about. For
Yeah.
instance,
Oh, was that like a Harlequin?
At blazing fast speeds, their
Ultra
reflexes
Smurfs are the
faster,
poster
their
boys
skin
for the
is
whole
tougher.
universe.
They
Yeah,
are
I feel like I
overall
always see
extremely
them. I didn't
powerful
realize there was
soldiers.
different
In
ones.
fact, where
Oh,
they
no, probably
differ
not.
comes down to which Space Marine Legion we're talking
I just saw a
about.
mask.
For instance, the Ultramarines done by Robot Gilliman are the
You
main
got this.
blue boys. Strong in
Yep.
almost every way, the jack of all
Yep.
trades kind of group that are a little bit too strong, and that's a lore problem, but
You know why I also wonder? I wonder, okay, this is me like big braining it. But with Pokemon, they had like Pokemon Green and then they changed it to red and blue because they used to think that like green was kind of too girly of a color to sell in America. So I wonder if that's why they're also blue because it's like,
Man.
it's a boyish color. Imagine if they were pink, right? If all of them had pink armor, it would be kind of a bigger step to get into it. Nowadays, branding is done very differently. Just so we're clear, branding is done very differently. But back when I used to get into gaming and things like that, things were kind of advertised a little bit different. There are pink Marines, but they're not the poster boys, right? I just wonder, imagine in the 90s if this game came out, when this came out, right? In the 1900s, if they had just pink Space Marines, it would have been a lot harder to get in. Nowadays, different. Listen, nowadays, different. But you have to remember, like, this was coming out in the 1900s, right? It would not work back then. Back then, if you had a bunch of these, like, big boys in pink
In the
armor, it wasn't gonna
1900s.
work. Nowadays, easy. Easy, easy. It works.
the White Scars by
In the 1900s. She went 1990s, I understand. I think, or maybe even 80s. Yeah, we're all just so old. I think also, I think a large part of it had to do with, I think I remember this being talked about at the end of the part 2 video, where either StarCraft, one came first, StarCraft or Warhammer in terms of the RTS, and the other, one was supposed to, I think StarCraft was supposed to be a Warhammer game, and then they split off at some point. So that's why StarCraft has so many similarities to Warhammer. I don't know where I was going with that, if it's backwards, but I do know that I think blue is a very popular color in terms of like colors that people like and are attracted to. And also yes, very associated with the boy colors back in the day as well. But also, I think especially in the American market, we associate America a lot with blue. I think that, especially because if you look at like Captain America's outfit, the Space Marines, like their armor looks like an armored version of, and Superman, you're right. I should read an article on comic book costume coloring. Yeah, I should definitely be more educated. But I think that might be another reason why blue was chosen as is usually the primary seller, or like the poster armor that they choose.
MataraKan are all about
Of course,
speed,
pink marines
freaks,
exist
go
nowadays.
fast.
Of
We're talking
course,
attack
everything. I
bikes,
mean, the
we're
Tyranids are
talking
pink,
land
right?
speeders. You want to go in quick. You want to hit them hard. You
But
want them to be swarming around.
I just feel like it would have been
buzz
harder
flies.
to market in the 1900s
buzzsaws.
if they had them
the
be, if they
speed
had
of
their main guys be
buzzsaws.
pink. Just so we're clear, did I explain that properly? God,
Fuck
I
you,
love the
Pam.
white
No, I
scars
understand
so
us.
much. I'm sorry. Look at them. They're on a bike with machine guns. And sometimes you see photos of them. They're on a bike with machine guns with a sword.
Speed of buzzsaws.
I love it.
Fuck
It's not
you,
pink,
Pale King.
Matara.
Salamanders
Paratrooper
are
Dylan just followed.
Thank you so much for the follow, Paratrooper Dylan. Thank you, thank you.
fire. Fire in the forge,
Of course.
fire in battle. Flamers, melta
Y'all
guns,
like the
multi-meltas.
salamanders.
Just so long as something can be burning, that's big. And they're also actually some of the nicest of the Space Marines. A lot of Space
Yeah,
Marines
we talked
have
about
this
that
kind of
last time.
holier-than-thou
You all
thing
like
because of their
them
genetic
they're the good
strength.
guys.
However, the salamanders tend to put human lives above the lives of themselves, which is actually rather rare. They're also all black, but not like just regular black, like 2 a.m. line at a White Castle black. Like they have a charcoal, dark, ashy exterior and
Also, hi,
blazing
Midgard.
red eyes.
They look great.
Apparently something about living on their home planet of Nocturne, which I don't
They
know
look
if that
awesome.
makes much sense, but who cares? This is like fantasy land anyway. Overall, salamanders are actually one of my personal favorite legions because they're just really cool. They're fun to
Blue is
play
the
as 'cause of
easiest
all
to
their
paint.
flamer
It's also
weapons,
visible to
and
those
they
who are
have a nice,
colorblind.
like,
Super
more
smart.
heartwarming lore.
Oh.
as
Very
opposed
smart
to
of them.
being super evil
They did it
like
smart.
everyone else is. Oh my god, we're not even a quarter of the way through the space.
Oh, that's actually a super good point. That blue isn't generally on the colorblind spectrum. I wonder if that's actually a reason, or if it's just coincidence.
Marine legions.
Yay!
Imperial fists believe in the power
Aw.
of the sea. defensive
Thanks.
positions. Raven
Hold on,
guards.
the little flying baby.
Imperial
This little flying baby gives me absolute Darkest Dungeon 2 vibes. Look, the little flying baby. Tag yourself. That's me. What are the cherubs exactly? Because
Tag yourself on this guy down here.
I know what the servo skull is, right? I know what the servo skull is because I
Yeah, Midgard, but we were talking about why blue sells best. Like, there's a psychological reason as to why people are attracted to blue, and we were just talking about what those reasons might be.
played Mechanicus. So the cherubs are a robot baby giving out orders. It's a servitor. They lobotomize the baby? Oh my god. This world is very punk rock. What the heck? Cloned, lobotomized, defective oh my god. Oh my god. Supposedly they retconned them to be totally artificial.
Cowards.
I mean, I get it, right? But also, why the stylistic choice of a cherub baby? Hey,
fists believe in the
They
power
look
of the
cool,
siege,
though,
defensive
right?
positions. Raven guards, master of stealth and
look
sabotage while
amazing.
having bird helmets. Iron hands, masters of machines and vehicles while being really goddamn good at being sold on eBay after one nerf. Space wolves, Vikings and wolves and tons of wolves and axes, battle
I'm
axes,
confused. There's a
fur
wolf
everywhere. Space
and a
wolves,
lion legion.
angry, big teeth.
All the animals.
Blood angels, the genetic defect to make them want to drink blood and go crazy called the Red
Yummy.
Thirst. They have cupid wings and stuff, which is a little bit strange, and they are all super gay for Sanguinius.
I mean,
Dark
look at
Angels
him.
are old school
wait,
knights.
he's the one that died, though.
They are
so-
all super gay
Spoiler.
I mean, look at him. Do you blame him?
for Sanguinius. Dark Angels are old school knights and inner circle theme and
Type of 1 if you too are gay for Sanguinius.
Are you a heretic?
Me? No, never.
Oh, it's just one lion. Oh.
Death Watch, a fancy
Well, that
pantsy
changes everything.
anti-Xenos group that nobody plays because Death Watch and they look cool though, but no one plays them. I don't know about Death
Aw.
Watch. They're there though. Black Templars for the people who, if you haven't prayed at least 3 times a day, you're gonna start praying out that airlock.
Oh my
And
god, this
I'm
is
sure
just
similar
like
crap
Kenshi
I may
with the
have missed
prayers.
as well, like Crimson Fists and stuff. But
He's
those
such a
are the
funny guy.
main ones right here. Here. Quote
You're gonna start praying out that airlock.
from the Emperor himself. They shall be my finest
You play
warriors.
Death Watch?
These men
Nice.
who give of themselves
Who else
to
here
me.
plays Death
like
Watch? Talk
clay,
to me.
I shall mold them, and in the furnace of war I shall forge them. They shall be of iron will and steely sinew. In great armor I shall clad them, and with the mightiest weapons shall
Your
they be
brother
armed.
does?
They
You?
will be
Okay. A
untouched
few
by
people.
plague or disease. No sickness shall blight them.
Very few
They shall
people, but
have
you're
such
there. You
tactics,
exist.
strategies, and machines that no foe will best them in battle. They are my bulwark against the terror. They are my defenders of humanity. They are
So I have a question for you, chat. Are you allowed to like mix your armies? Like, are you, so say I wanted to play was it Night Guard or Night Watch? Like if I wanted to play Legion 8 and Space Wolves, I'm recording in here. Could you do that? Or are you restricted to playing just one faction? You can have attached cohorts. Okay, I'm gonna need you to dumb that down farther for me.
are my space marines,
I'm the one
and
talking.
they shall know no fear. And on the tabletop, they fuck. Oh, they fuck hard. As of making this video, Space Marines
They
are
do look
laughably strong.
really
That might
cool.
change at some point.
Wow.
But overall, Space Marines just have the,
Yeah,
it's like a
they look
Swiss
great.
Army knife, a tool for anything you need, except it's like a
You have to pick one rule set. So you would have to mix things that play well together.
gold-plated Swiss Army knife. It is extremely strong. If you are actually getting into the tabletop of Warhammer, Space Marines are a great start. Also,
Okay.
whatever gameplay style you have, whether you want to be
You can't
sit
mix
back with
armies.
long range and heavy
Aw.
weaponry, go fast and run in, or even just full melee.
So I can't play Space Wolves and what were they called? Night Guard? Night something? Hello? Hello? There we go. What is happening? Why am I breaking so much today? Why am I breaking so much every day? What are you upset about? What's wrong? Hold on. Hold on, I'm broken for some reason. I swear, I never had any issues with like my shit, and now in the last couple of days, just everything is breaking. What's the problem? What part? What part of the 4-side setup is broken? Is it Is it VTube Studio that's broken? Is it VBridger that's broken? Is it my phone that's broken? Hello? Like... It's my mind. Okay. Yes, I understand. I would like to allow VBridger. Thank you. Why do you keep asking? Sorry, I'm losing my mind. It's like asked me 4 times if I want to allow vBridger as a plugin since I started. And it's like, can you not? Sorry.
All of these options are totally there for you. Space Marines are super badass, but unfortunately,
brother has a custom
it's
Death
time
Watch
we
army?
start
That sounds
praying
fun.
to our new god, the 2011 Honda Civic.
So is it any wonder people are afraid of technology? Technology!
I love
The
Love
Adeptus
them.
Mechanicus. The Adeptus Mechanicus are a
Magos.
technophile cult on Mars. Now, these people
fear.
are a little bit weird because they don't
little bit.
actually really believe in the Emperor of Mankind. And you might think, oh, whoa,
little bit.
whoa, Bricky, that sounds like some heresy. A little bit. They believe in the Emperor, they believe in his power, but they don't pray to him. They pray to something called the Omnissiah. And the Omnissiah is this kind of machine god that they believe permeates in all machines. And if you think, well, wait a minute, they believe in a different god as well? That sounds like super heresy. Well, yes-ish, but they also make all your guns.
Yep.
And they make all your tanks.
So we're nice to them.
And they make everything that you have.
Wait,
so
okay. Is it a spoiler
really
if you tell me about them worshiping the Necron god?
Okay, wait.
I'm curious about it, but I'm also playing Mechanicus.
See, their Omnissiah at least makes sense from their standpoint. They believe it to be a deity that permeates through all machines. Your Honda Civic.
It's kind of spoilery. Okay, then never mind. Let's wait for
Dune Strider Walker. Your giant
It's not
mechs,
canon.
your
Okay.
huge ships. The Omnissiah
Kind of not
is
confirmed.
present
Okay.
through all. And the only reason your stuff works.
Oh my god,
is
the
because
music.
Am I on the regular Wi-Fi or the 5G? I don't know. Are you using... Oh, you are using vBridger right now. It could be. I never thought about that. Well, let me look. Hold on, sorry chat. I'm gonna have to edit this. I'm just on the... So I'm also having issues. Get the fuck off my internet. I don't have a second option. I just have the... Is everyone on this Wi-Fi gay?
BLWH228 just followed.
Thank you so much for the follow, BLWH. Okay, gotcha. Oh, can we not be on the same network in vBridge? Question mark? That would be kind of fucked up. Aw, thanks. Oh god. Oh, okay. Never mind. We're fine.
We're getting the Mechanicus music.
Says it works. If you want your gun to work, your tank to run,
The
you must
Mechanicus
pray to
music!
and I mean full stop. You need to start chanting in
Ah,
high
it's
Gothic.
so good.
You need to burn incense. You need to sit on your
I
knees.
love the way they
and
look. They look
pray to
incredible.
that car.
The
You need
axe-
to
the
rub
axe that
oil
Zentreya
on your
uses
robes,
in
and you need to go,
Mechanicus.
"Ahomina, homina, 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 homina." Full stop.
I have
If you
not,
want your damn
Zeeves.
thing
I have no idea what that
to burn
is.
fire, you need to do that. They are very bizarre, and
I
they
love them.
actually have a bit of a point because it's obviously working. And if you look at them, I don't know how that works. So they obviously know something about what they're doing. The most notable
Yup.
member of the Adeptus Mechanicus is Archmagos, Magos, whatever. Belisarius
Archmagos.
Call. Look at this dude. Look at this dude.
I'm looking.
Yeah. This is the group we're talking about. These are these weirdos.
I'm looking.
Here, the Omnissiah Creed. The credo, Omnissiah. There is no truth in flesh, only betrayal. There is no strength in flesh, only weakness. There is no constancy in flesh, only decay. There is no certainty in flesh, but death. Flesh is weakness.
Meanwhile, me,
flesh
a
is
full
death.
organic,
Omnissiah is the god of the machines, and if you
Zen
wish
versus
to be
me.
whole, if you wish to be holy, if you wish to give unto him,
It's
you
Tyranid
must
and
saw
Necron.
down your limbs.
Yeah,
and
basically I
remove
wanted to
your organs
watch
and replace them
someone
with different
react
parts,
that
because
I
that is what
aspire
he
to be
wants,
like to
and that is
see
how you will
how they
become
do it.
Enlightened. hard
And I'm learning
technophiles
a
mixed
lot,
with
and I'm gonna have a lot of
extreme
thoughts at the
love
end of
it.
this, I think.
Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, for their army
them.
side
Potentially.
of things, they are with the Scutari. The Scutari operate with very bizarre weaponry and lots of different kinds of
I know
vehicles,
about them
tanks,
because of the
different
game.
people.
Yay!
They're very weird, but they have extremely wacky and enjoyable, and in fact quite effective, both in the real game and in the lore, weaponry and gear.
Are they gonna show the big
Overall,
tank
as an
guy
army on the tabletop,
that I just
they're
unlocked?
very weird and have a whole bunch of different shenanigans. But if you like kind of that quirky, wacky techno thing, I'd give them a pickup.
Yeah.
Hell, they're so paranoid. I gotta keep going. They're so paranoid and crazy. These Dune Striders you see right here, one guy was able to make them work. One guy.
Is that what
and
they
he
are?
died.
The
And
Castellan
they're
robots?
So scared.
I
they'll
just had
never
unlocked
work
them,
again,
and then
but
I,
they keep
you
them
know,
on and
you
they
keep
never turn
going.
them off, and they run around in a
Honestly, BLWH, neither. But I'm the kind of person that oh,
Paratrooper Dylan just cheered 100 bits. I should clarify something that Bricky has since corrected in his podcast. The Omnissiah is the Emperor and the Machine God is a separate entity. The Omnissiah is the chosen one of the Machine God.
I see. Well, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Thank you so much. My channel kind of runs off of playing games by redeeming channel points, but somebody has suggested and redeemed Rogue Trader, so I will at minimum be playing that. And I'm Brobobo, the person who redeemed it, seems like a big 40K fan, so I imagine I will have even more 40K games in my future.
circle the whole time until they need them, and then they corral it and they go to battle. Yep.
I like it.
The Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, if you want to talk about faith, though, let's talk about the Sisters of Battle.
No, I didn't miss it. I saw it. I figured we would do it
Argenta, my
after.
beloved.
Sisters of Battle of the Adeptus Sororitas, if that's how I pronounce it
Adepta.
correctly,
Okay, I see, I
is
see.
an all-female group of battle
yeah.
sisters going
No men at
through the
arms allowed, only
ecclesiarchy
women at
section
arms.
of the Imperium. The ecclesiarchy
Nuns
is,
with
of course,
guns.
the church. This is, imagine a private army of the church.
I might have.
I'm gonna give that back, Midgard. I've already played through and this is gonna sound stupid. I have already played through and beaten Warhammer, Total War Warhammer 3, so I will give you those channel points back.
Actually
Which
get
is
into them because
scary,
women.
And it is. The sisters are an extremely zealotous force.
Thank you for the
and they
bits,
take
by the
this
way,
to a
professional.
full extreme. They believe in three main things: faith,
Oh,
martyrdom,
wow.
and fire.
Okay, hold on. Wow. Oh, that looks cool.
Look at that fucking surgery arm. I wouldn't want that anywhere near me on the battlefield.
Oh, that looks cool. I love how they still have like some augment. Like it looks like she kind of has like, I know it's not the robotic arm of the Adeptus, but it kind of looks like it. She has the wow, and they're all in red. And the birds with wow, this is great.
Through the bolter, the flamer, and the melta, the Sisters of Battle are extremely potent at taking out
Oh, the eye
chaos
for the
and
Inquisition, I
heretics.
get it.
Mainly heretics, because as they are a fighting section of the ecclesiarchy
Love it.
church, that's
They
the
look
big
so
thing they want
good.
to kill. Any form of heretic will face the Emperor's justice through those three main weapons: the bolter,
So
the
you're telling
flamer,
me
and the
God's
melta,
army is
and
just
they will do
sexy
so
girls.
with extreme
I love it.
prejudice. Literally. They are the closest things we have to nuns in space. And I'm talking hardcore nuns.
Yeah, I enjoyed Total Warhammer. Played it with friends, and it was a lot of fun. I was a gross dwarf player.
Hell
they
yeah.
carry holy fire on their backs. They have holy books. And
Imagine
sigils
going
Uh-huh.
into battle
all
with like
across their
the
armor.
Olympic
their
torch.
main battle tank is a fucking pipe organ missile launcher.
That is
they have
cool.
small babies that they have
A little less cool.
removed their brain capacity
a little
to
less
make
cool.
them little servant cherubs
Kinda
to
cool,
fly
though.
around and give them ammunition and shit.
Kind of cool though, but
They
I don't know. Is it bad?
drop
Am I going to get
churches
canceled?
from low orbit
If I
as
say
mini
kinda
drop
cool?
pods onto battles. They drop churches
That is
into
punk
battles and they blare war hymns and holy music
That is
from their
cool.
frigates in low atmosphere and shower holy water across the battlefield.
That is cool.
These are the people you are dealing with, and they're fucking awesome. They can
No, you're not, Zeebs. You're fine.
literally stave off demons
Hell yeah.
on the table.
You can do it here.
Because their faith is that strong. Remember the warp, the demons from the warp? Well, the warp also manifests in your mind. All of your emotions, negative and positive, go through the warp. It's the immaterium, the place of all things. So if you are that mentally
There's a group that takes a
fortified,
coffin with
that
them to battle.
mentally strong,
That's
you
insane.
can stave off horrifying demons.
They have
And
weaponized
all
religious
these
care and
girls,
energy. I love
not
that for them.
Crack.
They are the girl
Not a
bosses.
crack in that mental armor. Now, as much
I
as
love
mean as they are, and as much as their models look a lot like Ongo Gabloglian, yeah, which I can't unsee anymore. I gotta say, I love their design.
They look
I
awesome.
think they're extremely.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean about the hair. Oh, no, the hair. Oh, no, that's actually so unfortunate, the hair. Oh, I see exactly what you mean. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, why do they all have the hair? No. No, no, not the hair.
Cool. They're another army that I'm currently collecting.
Wow. Not gonna lie, this looks amazing. I need this tank just because I need it. With the baby on it, wow. How much y'all think this tank is? Like 400, 300?
They just released a whole new line of figures. Very
Am I interested in the tabletop? No. I am a minimalist, I mean, if there was an online version, sure, why not? I'd play it. But like actual physical tabletop, hell no. I am such an anti like figurine person. I hate physical objects in my vicinity that have no purpose.
recently,
Wow.
and they look wonderful. Everything from Celestine, the living, literally
$80? Oh,
undying
easy.
saint from the triumph of Saint
Yes.
Catherine.
Not to brag, but I do have access to unlimited money. I do have access to the momokane.
Which is literally a funeral
Limited money.
No, they don't make me happy because I would stare at them and think, wow, this was $1 billion, and it would just make me cry.
Session
Okay,
as
the
a
little
model.
heart. I'm sorry. This is so. I know some of you might fight me on this, but this is very Hello Kitty girly pop, okay? Look, it's got a heart. It's got babies.
Saint Catherine, which is literally
love
a
it.
funeral procession as
Hello
a
Kitty
model.
girly
As
pop.
an
For a loan
organ
from the
I
bank of
mentioned
Momo.
earlier, this shit is the most over-the-top badassery
I love
in
it.
a lot of the Warhammer universe, and goddamn it, is it over the top.
Oh, no, okay, well, let me rephrase. I don't care about other people collecting stuff. Seeing people's like figure collections is really cool. But I'm the type of person where I have a bookshelf next to me, and it is the only thing in my room, and none of the things on the bookshelf, except for a couple of things at the bottom, are mine. There are probably 20 plushies at the top of it, all my roommates. There's probably 50 books on it, all my roommates. Over 50. There's probably 100 books, all my roommates. The only thing on this bookshelf next to me is an empty shelf with a towel on it where my cat sleeps, And the cat doesn't even belong to me. It belongs to my roommate because she hates me. And at the very bottom, come in and count them right now. There are 100 books on this bookshelf. There are 4 shelves, and they're all full. Like, I'd guess there's 70 books on this bookshelf, maybe 100. It depends. And it is the only furniture in this room, and it's not mine, other than my desk, which has basically everything that I own on it. She is in here counting them right now, where I've got my 3 monitors, I've got my ring light, I got my mic, I got my phone, I have my peripherals. That's all I own. I don't own anything else. Because I am a minimalist when it comes to, well, I mean, yeah, I have a bed, but I don't have any, like, dressers. I don't have any cabinets. I don't have any bookshelves. I don't have anything. I don't have anything on the walls. The only thing on the walls right now is half of the room is covered in string lights. Another purchased by my roommate. I don't like having things because I just find them very pointless and just a waste of money.
But Sisters of Battle.
Hello Kitty
so
cherub incoming.
Wow, Guardsman at Heart. Oh, this is such a
The tank is called The Exorcist.
By
Thank
Bolter
you.
Shell, Flamer
I will
Burst,
check it out.
and Melta Blast.
She's
the
counting them.
mutants, the heretic,
Oh, I love it.
Okay, so
cleansed of their sin of existence. So
it is the closest to 100 as it can possibly get. Did you count the ones on the bottom shelf too? Yeah. The bottom shelf.
Demons.
All right. 97 books on the bookshelf. My bad. It wasn't exactly 100.
I actually collected back in 7th edition.
Okay.
Grey Knights are a super secretive and
you
much
post a
more
link?
old
No.
school look at power armored knight.
But you know what would make it 100? Probably those Amazon boxes that have been sitting on the kitchen table for 2 months. I bet there's some books in there. Because there is one... I'm trying to imagine. 1, 2, 3... There's 5 other bookshelves in the apartment. And they're all full. So, we are a foil to each other. She likes material knickknacks too much, and I don't like them enough. And so, that is how we survive, is I stop her from buying too many, and she buys a couple.
Except
You asked,
they
I
are
answered.
all psychers. All of them have that crazy space
Mhm.
magic.
Okay, so that's why
magician
they're
shit.
so strong.
For every 100,000
I was wondering
guardsmen,
why.
there's one Grey Knight. For every
Yes, she bought me 2 Entei. And you want to know how many times I look at them? 0. Because they're on the top shelf and I can't even see them from here. And with my inability to imagine things, they might as well not even exist.
Yeah,
10,000
that's why.
I have a teddy bear from when I was born, and it's the only stuffed animal that I own.
of battle,
So it's an elite
there's one
army.
Grey Knight. For every 1,000 Space Marines, there's one Grey Knight. Grey Knights are the strongest of the strong, both in mental will and absolute just strength. These are Space Marines that are all
She did. Zen did say that these are her
high-level psychers,
favorites.
all of them able to specifically do one goal, and that is kill demons. The Emperor believed that the demons of chaos
So to answer
were
your question,
number
no.
one threat to the Imperium, and he
Their
probably
Primarch is
right.
the Emperor.
However, this group is entirely based on doing that through a myriad of tactics.
That's pretty
Coming
badass.
from the planet, or I guess the moon. Of
No, I
Titan's
would not be
unique
interested
solar
in the
system,
tabletop
the Grey Knights
physical.
are thrown through extremely rigorous training.
That's why I've heard
and are
about
as
Titan
clear
before.
of mind and soul as they possibly can be. Since the demons
I already have one incinerator that I throw all of our money into, and it's called my VTubing career. I don't need a second one.
of the warp are the warp, and your mind projects to the warp, people can go insane very fast, especially lower level psychers. These Grey Knights need to be able to harness the warp in the presence of demons.
They were
and stay
made during
perfectly
Heresy?
Same.
The Horus
One of the
Heresy?
characters, one of my favorite characters, is named Castellan Crow. He has a demon blade, the black blade
I have
of
to look him up
Mahamahama,
a little
and
bit
he
more.
has to have it on him because it tempts everyone nearby, constantly beckoning them.
So you're
Use
telling
my
me he's
power,
using a demon
use
artifact
my
to
strength,
fight?
suck my penis, whatever the possibility. And so he has to keep it on him all the time as this thing whispers to him consistently, and he has to
Is it
stave
really
off
whispering to him, "Suck
forever,
my penis"?
being alone in his
'Cause-
chambers or on the battlefield, because anyone who gets too close to it might be tempted a little too hard. He is that pure of heart and mind, and all the characters in the Grey Knights are basically like that. The only issue is that
It's a Slanesh blade.
Grey
Yeah,
Knights have
okay,
a
it
scorched
definitely
earth
does.
policy, more
It definitely
ways than
does
one.
whisper those things.
If they're fighting demons, demons corrupt and make people crazy. So if I'm a guardsman and I'm fighting demons, and the Grey Knights arrive and they kill all the demons, I'm a risk. And so guess who's not making it out of there? On the tabletop, they're very strike fast, strike hard kind of people. They teleport all around the place.
Look at
They're
him with
fast
his new
strike
hammer.
groups, small amounts of models because
look
they're so
great.
dang strong. You only have
They
so
look
many
awesome.
characters, but with it, you get in there, you're very tough, very tanky. You
They
hit
kill
really
everyone,
hard,
even
and you
civilians?
try to bounce around the battlefield
Listen.
quickly, but you don't have numbers. And
All is
so
fair in
every
love and
dead
war.
Grey Knight hits really damn hard.
Ooh, the
They're
head.
fun, though,
Is
if
that
you
a
like that kinda-
Harlequin head, or is that an Eldari head? Is that a Dark Eldar, or a Harlequin? What is that exactly that he's holding? It's a demon head. It's a Slanesh demon. Okay. And they're called a demonette when it's a Slanesh demon? Okay.
All y'all nerds that she can ask a question like that, and literally 30 different people can give her the answer. I love it.
Thank you.
Fast striking.
I haven't
kind
seen
of
that
army.
before.
Oh, and also Caldor Drago.
I love
I've
it.
seen a lot of
Before I even
Slanesh's
get into
demons, to be
Caldor
honest.
I love your
All right,
passion.
that is, oh my goodness gracious. I am the hammer. I am the mail about his fist. I am the spear in his hand.
Demonettes are one of
Though
the
we
many
are
Slanesh
lost, I
demons.
am the shield
Makes
on
sense.
his arm. I am
Very
the flight
cute,
of
very
his
girly
arrows.
pop,
I am the
exactly. I'll have
hammer.
to check
I
them
am
out.
The sword. I am the shield. I am a
Listen.
soldier at the battle at the end.
I like
of
pink and
time.
purple. Sue
Grey
me.
Knights are pretty hardcore.
I also like
They
red
are
and
as
gold.
holy as you can get for a space marine. If you like space marines and you want to, you don't think they're holy enough, you want to be holier, Grey Knights. Now, if you want to be holier and big, let's talk Imperial Knights.
Ooh.
Do you like gigantic
Oh my
walkers
God.
the size of homes or medium-sized buildings? Do you want to kill heretics, but you want to kill like 40 of them per turn? Do you want a gigantic old
This is
school
wild.
knight noble house
are
style of walkers with
I wonder-
giant
oh.
chainsaw arms?
God, of
Then you got Imperial Knights. Imperial
I
Knights,
dropped-
it's not a whole lot to talk about them because they're just gigantic walkers, but they have
Sorry
this
for that.
old school like house feel to them. Like literally like they're houses. Each Imperial Knight comes from a
Houses?
house,
They're more like
and each of them act
hotels.
in their own special
They're
way.
more like
These
giant
behemoth
moving
of
hotels.
walkers also destroy almost everything in their path, killing full swaths of squads in a couple.
You didn't know they
shots,
were a separate
stepping on
faction?
legions
Well,
of
you're
troops.
welcome.
Like these things do not mess around, and they look so cool. Imperial
Ricky,
Knights
I'm sorry
and
I covered
Chaos
you
Knights,
sometimes.
actually, for that matter, don't have a whole lot to discuss. They're just super big, heavy walkers, and they look different.
Look at him
depending on
just
your house or
staring
chaos
down the
god you
demon.
currently believe in.
Hey,
And
demons, it's
overall,
me.
These things are just really cool if you
Ya
want to
boy.
murder everything in your path. They're the big, scary, big unit of Warhammer, and if you want to collect them, go to town. They make for a great painting project too. So
Yeah,
getting more back
I
down
want to see
earth,
how big
let's
they
talk
are
about
on the
a little bit,
table.
a little bit different, a little more gold.
Ah, there we go.
If
The
guardsmen
custodies.
are regular soldiers, Space Marines are super
These
soldiers.
are the ones that also don't
Grey
have
Knights
girls,
are
right?
super soldiers. The Adeptus Custodes
Custodes ain't got no bitches.
are super soldiers cubed. The Adeptus Custodes are the third major army I own. I know, 3 armies. I know, I got carried away, okay? But that's all. I only have 3, okay?
They have girls? I thought somebody says that the Custodes don't have
They are our
girls.
final brand of Space Marines, but these ones are super special. Okay?
Really?
If a guardsman is 6
super
foot,
special.
a Space Marine is 7 feet, a Custodian is 8 feet. These are the giant defenders of Holy Terra, which is also Earth. Earth is Terra. Earth, Terra. Themselves. These are the people that literally guard the Emperor's throne room.
Okay, so
Hence,
they're
Custodes.
I get it.
These boys protect the Emperor's throne room at all times.
I
and
love
are
their
literally
tall
like handcrafted
helmet.
people. They're not humans brought up by a gene seer or something. These are all handcrafted super soldiers.
Interesting.
I think from a tube.
Oh, this
These
is Henry Cavill's
behemoth
army.
of men are like 8 feet, 8.5 feet tall, and functionally immortal. They stand still, spear in hand, for hundreds of years without the need to sleep and barely
Listen, it's
even
Henry
the need
Cavill.
to eat, watching over the throne
But
room and every other area
really,
of Holy Terra.
your favorite faction
for
is the ones
their entire
guarding
purpose
the
in
Emperor?
life.
I could
And,
see that.
oh my lord, are they terrifying.
I could see
These
that.
Custodians put Space Marines to shame.
I
If you
guess I
liked
would
your
have just
super
loved him
soldiers,
more
your
if he
super
liked the
mega
orcs
soldiers.
or the
One of
Tyranids,
these
but,
men can take
you know,
on probably 3
my
Space
love
Marines
should
and
not
most
be
likely
conditional
win.
on your
There are many
favorite
different groups of
Warhammer
Custodians
faction.
as well, like the Solar Watch, or there's also one of my personal favorite, the Aquilin Shield.
Yeah, I'm not
the Aquilin Shield
surprised
go out
that he
to
likes them.
seemingly unimportant individuals and protect them because they
Not
believe that they are
surprised.
going to be doing something very important in their lives. For
That he
instance,
likes
let's say a regular guardsman
Makes sense.
is the protection of this giant 8.5 foot tall golden god, because that guardsman will end up becoming
They
a
stood
general
posing
one day or
naked
something of
after
that
the
nature.
Emperor
The
fell?
Custodians
Okay,
work in
I like him
mysterious
now.
ways and
That's
are almost
badass.
always outnumbered, but never outmatched.
He plays
These
Blood
people
Angels.
are
Okay, the Blood Angels do
pretty
look really
horrifying,
crazy.
both
Maybe he
on
just
the
really likes
tabletop
black.
as
Maybe he just
well as
likes
in the
gold
lore.
and red.
There are very
I don't
few
blame
of them,
him.
however, and there's actually an extremely small amount of them. But that's kind of the point. There's only so many of these people that can have war
Toxic.
gear
I
this
don't see why not.
strong, weapons
It's already
this
very
powerful, and
close to the
training
original
this good.
colors.
And the Custodians have all 3 of it. For 100 years, I stood my watch amidst the somber shadows of the Sanctum
Honestly,
Imperialis. I was
maybe he
still
just
as a
really likes
statue,
gold
but
and-
always ready,
and red.
always
I don't blame
attuned
him.
to
It looks
dangers
great.
unseen. Days, months, years passed by in a frenzied
Do we know
blur
when
beyond
Henry
those
Cavill's
walls,
40K
yet
show is
within,
coming out,
little
by the way?
moved and nothing changed. For 100 years, I did not but wait. Yet had
Henry
any threat
Cavill's doing a
appeared,
show
I would
on
have
40K?
struck it down in a heartbeat. For 100 years, I stood my
2026,
watch,
probably to
and
be
as
years
it ends,
off.
I can tell you this: patience is a weapon.
Amazon
The
show?
Custodians
Man.
I think
are
if-
the top
That's-
dog
Amazon grabbing all these old games and trying to make shows out of them.
That's the lion
of
guy.
the Imperium,
That's the
and
one
they
lion guy,
hurt
is that
just
not?
same way. Though I do want to
Something
discuss a little bit
Lion
about the Sisters
L.
of Silence
Joseph?
before we get out of here, because the
Or
Sisters
is it
of Silence
another-
I also have a few of.
You all lied to me. You told me there's one lion guy. You told me there's only one lion guy. Okay? But clearly there's 2 lion guys, so you lied to me. There's 2 lion guys, clearly. This guy also has a lion. Listen, come on. You can't be using lions for decoration when
The
that man.
Imperium, and
I'm just
they
saying,
hurt just
you
that
all
same
lied
way.
to me.
Though
You
I
said
do
there was
want
only
to
one.
discuss a little bit about the Sisters of Silence
Okay,
before we
there we
get
go.
out of here.
There
'Cause
they
the
are.
Sisters of Silence I also have a few
I
of.
love her tattoo.
And they're really fun, but they
They
don't
look
get enough attention.
badass.
These kind of bald plume ladies are a whole group of pariahs, or also known as blanks. We'll be referring to them as blanks from now on. So as every mind is somewhat connected to the warp, these blanks are a genetic mutation that has it suppressed heavily. Because of that mind suppression, normal people
Interesting.
feel this weird, like, uncomfortable nature when around them. When a
I
Sister
love
of
it.
Silence walks past them, you feel ill. You feel just uncomfortable and strange. So most of them don't actually live past
Ooh.
childhood, because once they are birthed, they're, well, killed
Yeah.
or something at a very young age,
Yeah,
because
I
they
can
just
see that.
emit a horrifying aura. These ladies, however, are guardians of the throne as well for more psychic threats. See, none of the custodians are psychers, so they have a difficult time dealing with major demons.
So the Emperor has his anti-magic in these girls, and he has his anti-physical in the custodies. That's really such a cool
and other
power.
kinds of psychic phenomena. These sisters are extremely specialized in it. All of them taking a vow of silence, as they don't speak, hence the term Sisters of Silence, but they communicate through hand gestures and things of that nature. But if there's a demon issue, if there's any kind of warp-based problem, the sisters are extremely adept at dealing with them, thanks to their blank gene.
In their presence, the laws of normal space are enforced. Your soul is cut off from the warp. It feels so wrong to be unable to feel.
On the tabletop. In fact, they only have like one real model for them, which is very unfortunate. I hope.
Yeah, I wish they'd expand them more.
I think they should really be working together.
That would be so cool if they expanded them a bit more.
Hopefully we'll get there soon. But if we're talking about blanks,
Necrons collect them to make a new type of better Necron. Ooh, I've never seen these guys. Hold on, I have never seen Officio Assassinorum.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite factions.
Video. We're about to round it out. We got this and one more human thing, and then we're done.
I've never seen them before.
The Officio Assassinorum. Oh boy,
you're not supposed to see them, Matara.
Deadly. Yeah, they're called assassins. They should be, but oh man, these people will mess you up. So these are from the Officio Assassinorum, a very special organization, and they are handpicked by the Grand Master of the Officio Assassinorum from the what was it called? Schola Progenium. It's basically an orphan school. Your parents got murdered by demons or something. You get sent to this, and you get trained to be whatever. Tempestus Drop Troop, an Inquisitor, maybe even. Maybe you get a blank gene and you get thrown into the Sisters of Silence, or sometimes you just disappear. When you are taken, however, you go to one of 4 temples, because the Assassinorum works in the temple style of things. These temples
it is
are
Harry
the
Potter in
Vindicare,
space.
Caluxus, Calidus, and
when did they have a sorting hat?
Start with the Vindicare. I'm far away. I've been sitting here for 3 weeks. Poof! The Vindicare Temple is the main sniper-based temple.
I love it.
Gigantic sniper rifles for all these assassins. Their whole point is to be able to be in a spot and sit there, eye and scope, for weeks, waiting for their perfect target. Taking people out from literal miles.
Hey, sometimes
away
you need an assassin, right?
Extremely long time periods. The Vindicare Temple is about precise, perfect aim. There have been reports of Vindicares being able to single out particular body parts from over 2-3 miles away.
There's a really cool fanfic about these guys called Can Love Bloom on the battlefield.
I do.
I'll have to check it out.
I really love the assassins. I love their aesthetic. The like vampire hunter
is a lot more about shape-shifting
or demon hunter or whatever.
It's mostly a female-based one, at least it seems to be, and this allows a lot of body augmentation for certain individuals to be able to transmorph themselves and infiltrate areas that are problems. These assassins will end up taking missions that take them years, 2-3 years, to infiltrate a heretical group and slowly work their way up, just to get enough time to put a bullet into the main target's head and then escape unharmed.
They're real to me, her app.
Become the main target and
this looks like it could come from Metal Gear. Am I right? Like this right here, if you showed this to me and said this is a villain in Metal Gear Solid, I'd believe you. I would.
Also, I know that like talking about realistic design is stupid in 40K. But for like assassins that like are as specialized as this, it feels kind of silly to have the braid, because like that thing's only going to get caught and stuff, or like a way to grab onto in battle. It's like it just seems kind of weird that they have that.
I believe you. She is from Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, but you could just get an actual whip though.
She looks like a Metal Gear boss.
Why would you get one that's attached to your head, and if the enemy manages to like grab it, they could yank you and throw you someplace? Oh, well, yeah, I guess they did say that they shape change, so. I was just mentioning. Fishtail braid looks great and everything, but
She really does.
listen, I've watched a lot of WWE, and although Bianca Belair uses her hair as an offensive weapon, man, has she gotten herself tied to the ropes a lot with it too. So I'm just saying.
Okay, can we please not talk about Psycho Mantis? When I played Metal Gear, I thought that I know it wasn't I remember there was a character that I like. It wasn't Psycho Mantis. It was like one character they said it had like the power to shapeshift. Spoiler for Metal Gear Solid. And then I kept looking. Decoy Octopus was his name, and I kept looking for him everywhere. No spoilers for Metal Gear Solid 1. Play it, but yeah. So then when I hear the word Psycho Mantis, I think of Decoy Octopus as well.
Sabotage it from within. These are all completely about
amazing. If this is a figurine right there, if this is a poster, I need her.
Deception,
this
mind tricks,
so good.
polymorphing, and everything in between. And lots of drawings.
She has a model.
The Eversor Temple.
Oh, that looks nice.
Kind of disturbing one. The Eversor Temple is about when you don't want anything to come back
alive,
Artesia. Or foe.
I really did.
All dead. And Eversor is psychogenically conditioned with just psychotherapy
I love his
psychological torture to only
his nails?
feel violence, hatred, and anger. It does the Clockwork Orange style of thing of just making you forced to watch never-ending pain and misery and psycho conditioning, I guess is the term.
But his nails.
And then they pump you full of tons of psychedelic drugs and they cryo-freeze you.
Oh.
And then they drop you in an area where they just want to make sure everything is dead. And then you defrost full of just all this insane, mind-boggling psychotherapy and psychedelic drugs.
Well,
and you just go to town. Yeah, if you don't care if anyone comes back alive. You're like, all right, lost cause.
Right? Always looking for the bright side.
Finally, there's the most bizarre temple, the Calyxus Temple.
Okay.
The Calyxus assassins are feared even among the other temples.
Ooh.
So that blank gene, the people will go to the Calyxus Temple with this as well. And this is where they can harness that to be massively anti-psyker or even just
my goodness.
They're seen with extreme fear and distrust among many.
I can't believe I've never heard of this. Like I was I knew kind of a bit about everything else a little bit, but I had no idea about these guys whatsoever.
As being pure evil. Imagine that uncomfortable feeling from that blank gene I mentioned, and then imagine them being taught and given.
So wait, just so we're clear, these are not Voidborn, right? Because of the hat. These are Tau Empire. What are these?
Yeah, that looks Tau. I think
this is Tau. Okay, I was right. I thought they maybe were Voidborn because at first they had the blue skin, but then I recognized that they're Tau.
If normally regular people feel uncomfortable, now they are basically akin to being a siren wailing directly in your ear. And if you're a psyker,
yeah, that makes sense that assassins aren't that popular.
The presence of a Calyxus assassin is enough for you to tear your skin off.
If there was all assassinations, there wouldn't be a war.
And rip your nails off than even being near this person. The Calyxus assassin is when you want psychers to literally lose their minds, and they will go on their knees and ask you to gun them down because it is a suitable choice over being anywhere near you. The motto of that temple is, "That which is unknown and unseen commands the greatest fear." Now, for the tabletop, assassins aren't that special. You can.
Okay. I'm sorry. Look at the one on the left. How goofy he looks. I love him. Look at his goofy little eyes.
Gigantic braid again.
I really, really love the way the girl assassin looks, though. She looks incredible. And I really love the one on the left. He looks so funny. He looks so funny. The one on the left, no, not Bricky. The one under Bricky. Come on. That was funny. Okay, the one on the left, love it. Also, like, why did they give him? I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not trying to look there, but like, Why do they give him such a big bulge?
Is that armor?
Look, I'm not trying to look on purpose, but really? Really? It's armor thick, but it's like extra thick. It's like, wow. What do you even fit in there? You know? What do you even fit in there? I don't want to know.
He's trying not to get hit in the nuts. Leave him
I
alone.
don't even want to know. Also, I love how the model on the right, the girl, she has like the blade coming out of her gloves, kind of like the assassins in Ragnarok Online. I love that, and the chain behind her, she looks great. I need that figurine for sure.
You can call
I need
them
that
in
model.
no matter what
I need it.
Imperium faction you are. And they do a lot of work for themselves, but at the same time, they're very specialized and require a lot of finesse. And they work
Yeah,
the way
exactly.
you
It's
generally
kind of
want
like a
them to.
guitar.
You want to cause some distortion and weird stuff, you take a Calidus.
It's a
You want to
staunch
just
face
murder
sword.
swaths
Nice.
of infantry and then
Yeah, I
blow
played a
up
lot of
Eversword.
Ragnarok Online.
You want to kill that one
in my
guy,
youth.
Vindicare, and if you have a lot of Psychers, Caluxus. It's a nice little like jack of all trades if you have a
Good luck
specific
getting
thing you wanna
them.
kill. And you get to choose which is really fun. But
Can't I sign up to be on the waiting list? You know what I can do? I can go to the stores and get to know the people and be like, if you ever get it, give it to me.
now,
These models are
let's talk
rare.
about the last human faction. We can round
I have the ultimate superpower.
Boobs.
Money. Your
Oh.
money. I have your money to spend.
this video out before we do part
I
2.
can just
That
buy
too.
them.
The Inquisition. And we have a lot to talk about with them.
Oh, tell me about the Inquisition. I'm ready.
Oh boy. Where do I even begin
I'm
with
ready.
the Inquisition? Take every secret police you can think of.
Thank you,
The
Inca.
KGB, the Gestapo, the CIA.
Hey, I have that power
any
too,
of
just
these,
not as much as she does.
And then mark it up by about 10.
Ooh, not the witch hunter aesthetic.
Witch Hunter. Is that what the
Not
name
the
of
witch
the
hunter.
one
Sorry,
is?
what is it? Demon hunter in
Yes.
in Diablo, but also like
Mhm,
witch
mhm.
doctor with the hat. This is like demon hunter, kind of more of an aesthetic than witch hunter. Sorry, looks
And
amazing.
give them the most power in the entire Imperium. No, you know what? How about this?
I only said
this right here.
witch doctor
It's
because of
not
the,
just a
the
quote.
hat, right?
This is the Imperial motto. The motto of the Inquisition.
I love
I
it.
apologize for my bad pronunciation. Innocentia nihil probat. Innocence proves nothing.
Oh my god! Wow! What a badass line! Oh my god! I'm sorry for laughing. Just this line goes insanely hard. Oh my goodness.
The most powerful organization.
These are the good guys, by the
in
way.
the Imperium. The secret police.
God.
Their number one motto is innocence
Innocence proves nothing.
Nothing. The Inquisition
That is
goes
wild.
around like the secret police or like detectives to find
Oh my god. My bank detected that when I bought I bought YouTube Premium to watch this video so that I wouldn't skip the ads. Sorry, Bricky, I love you. You're getting your money. And my bank texted me
Same.
saying that they thought
I also have YouTube Premium, so.
it was fraud. Please confirm today's activity on my credit card for Google service. I was like, wait, Google services? But it's the
issues
premium.
in the Imperium. And they have different ordos depending on which one we're talking
I
about.
love
the
it.
Ordo Hereticus, the Ordo Xenos.
Wait,
the Ordo
women.
depending on which one we're talking about. The Ordo Hereticus,
Looks okay.
the Ordo Xenos.
Her.
I love
Great.
I talked about this in my video. Anything that has heeled boots, which you actually can't see, and I'm a sucker for impractical armor. I'm sorry, I am. Give me high-heeled shoes. Give me like cat suits that are open, like Give me boobs, give me high heels, give me slaughter armor. I love it.
The Ordo Malleus, for instance, and a whole bunch of other ones. Hereticus is obvious, they deal with heretics. Xenos tries to find alien threats, and Malleus is demons.
Wow.
They all have different specializations
Weird.
what they're trying to go for as this
That's
Inquisitor.
Elizabeth from Bioshock?
They all have to deal with heretics. The Xenos tries
A little
to find alien
bit.
threats,
A
and
little
Malleus
bit.
is
A little
demons.
bit. Little bit.
They all have different specializations.
Bring back
in
the
what they're
girl
trying to
and
go
wipe
for
away the
as this
debt.
Inquisitor. And that's what they're called, Inquisitors. Each of them, as an Inquisitor, has
I
their
love the
own
red.
free reign to do as they wish. They may have a ship and a crew, and they go out to find problems and interrogate people a lot.
Interrogate.
They are above the
huh.
law in every
Interrogate,
department.
huh?
Over Space Marines. Now, the Space Marines might argue against them and stuff, and there might be a lot of blowback, but technically they
Also,
are
the
above
fact that they
them
just have a cathedral floating in
Inquisitors.
space.
They are looking to investigate
How cool
and
is
figure
that?
out coups and cults and demonic incursions and possible Xenos issues like gene stealers or a new threat coming into an area. They're about learning that stuff.
Maybe
and
we'll
actually
read
detective
those
work.
on
Memes
book club.
aside, they're pretty
Eisenhorn
good
and
at it.
Ravenor
The
book.
Inquisition having all
We'll
of
get
this
there.
power does make them a little bit power hungry and frantic sometimes. And yes, it is still a bad thing, but most of them are pretty good at their job, and they spend a lot of time being very
She looks
diligent
great.
to make
She
sure
kind of
that
looks
all
like my character in Rogue Trader, doesn't she? Minus all the armor.
of these leads they follow are proper and correct.
A
They're
little bit.
basically
She looks
space
like my
detectives
portrait and my character with
just
the JoJo
enormous
hair.
power and sometimes a bit of a power complex. And we haven't
I
even
love it.
talked about Exterminatus yet. Exterminatus. Exterminatus is deeming a planet unfit to be saved. I deem that this planet is demon infested.
Hey, it has the
and
word,
taking it back will cost too many resources and is not worth it.
Exterminate
I have
in
now
it.
committed
Uh-oh.
Exterminatus on this planet. I will now sign the death warrant
Oh
of
my
the
God.
entire Imperium
Oh
planet, as it is
my
unfit
God.
to take and better to be destroyed than allow the enemy to hold it. This can mean saturation bombardment. This can mean cracking the planet's core and breaking it
my
apart.
God.
Doesn't matter. Render this
They just
planet
break the planet. Like, you know
inhospitable
what?
to
We're
all
done with this
life.
planet. Let's break
Yes,
it.
The innocence proves nothing people are the only people who can choose this planet must die in its entirety. Yeah, you're playing the villain. Now it is memed a lot, but most Inquisitors are very rare.
There
to
was
do
one Inquisitor judge that
Exterminatus.
said no one
Exterminatus
is
a
innocent
very
in this
crazy
court
thing. There's only
because
so
you're
many
guilty of wasting
worlds
my
that
time.
You don't want to destroy all of them.
Absolutely
Naturally,
banger line.
with the
I
memes
love
aside,
that.
there are some people who are a
Me,
little bit
for real?
rough on this one. But most Inquisitors generally don't like to do Exterminatus a ton, but it is an option they have.
Wait, is there
And
actually
it's a
somebody named
crazy option when you
Karamazov
think about
in?
it. Secret Police Inquisition
this
are
universe?
unfortunately not represented on the tabletop very much.
I only know the book
You generally
Brothers
kind of put
Karamazov.
one in your army if you feel like it. You have a couple
Okay.
special options there and some side content, but
She
they're not
looks
really
really
fleshed out
cool.
very
I love
well.
it.
And personally, they need a lot more stuff put in there, and they really need a lot more effort put into them, and they're not quite.
Yes,
where
it is
I
a
want them
reference to who
be.
you think it is.
Overall, the Inquisition makes for a lot
My
of the
inner
best
book nerd is
storytelling as well,
smiling.
because it's a little bit hard to talk about
Outwardly.
a big
I'm
story
outwardly
of a whole bunch
smiling.
of Space Marines killing something, right? It's
Great
just a big
facts.
battle story.
I don't
It's
read
not
Not to be
books, so I don't
confused
get
with
it.
Wave
having that intrigue and that moral dilemma that an Inquisitor has makes for a lot better media. And honestly, the more people do it, I think it's better, because then it adds a little more humanity to the Warhammer horrible, horrible grim darkness. And wow, we
Inquisitor
just
Krypton
finished
is
the
known for
humans,
sentencing
all right?
multiple
Come back
worlds
for
to
part two,
extermination to
when we
try
talk
and
about
curb
chaos and
the
Xenos,
calming of a
'cause
Tyranid
we
fleet.
got to talk about the 4 chaos
yeah.
gods and all the
Yes!
chaos
Oh my God, I
Marine
need part
legions
2.
and the Tau and the
Listen,
Necrons and
humans
the
are
Orcs
fun,
and, oh boy,
but
we got
It's
a lot.
humans. I did not
I'll see you in
come
part 2.
to the future Warhammer of everything. Also, I love the Mechanicus music there. I didn't come to the future to love and find out about humans. First of all, I just want to say again, Bricky, thank you so much for letting me react to this video and letting me upload
Roger
my reaction
1032
to
just
YouTube.
followed.
I'm gonna give him a shout out again. If you do see Bricky on either the Twitch or YouTube, please give him a follow. Check out
Thank
his
you for the
content.
follow,
He's been playing
Roger.
Rogue Trader lately. Other than that, let's talk about some of the stuff we saw in this video. So I feel like I know quite a lot. You know, a lot is, I know a little bit about a lot in Warhammer because I've been playing the games, I've been reading the books, I've been talking to you about it. But the fact that I had no idea about the Assassinorum at all, oh my God, not the big butt. The fact that I need
or
this poster in my bedroom, I need it. This is so Metal Gear coded. I love it. I love it. I love her. I love this. Definitely also found out more differences between the Sisters of Battle. The Sisters of Silence is new to me as well. The Sisters of Silence was really fun to find out about. Kind of learning a little bit more. I really did kind of assume that all of the Space Marines were always just kind of blue colored. I didn't really realize that every single Primarch has his own Space Marines. I also didn't realize that the Space Marines were technically descendant of the Emperor. Also, learning more about the Grey Knights and learning more about... I already kind of started knowing more about Sisters of Battle. I already know about Adeptus, of course. Good video. Good video. Really, really interesting. Learned a lot. Paused a lot, you know. But I'm very excited for part 2.
I didn't actually think that she paused that much. All right, so shout out to Roach Mama. So what did I learn from watching another content creator react to someone else's content? Gosh, there were so many things, and it's one of those things where, man, I wish I had a better memory. Definitely one of the things that she brought to the table is that she was obviously knowledgeable about the content. Where, like, specifically with the 40K universe, I don't know anything about it. Like, I played a little bit of Total War Warhammer 1, 2, and 3. I played a lot of 2 and a bit of 3 with some friends. But those games, you're really not going to get any lore out of games like that. The RTS specifically, because it's not intended to give you a lot of lore. So, and also it's not even entirely the same universe, because not a lot of these factions exist in Total War Warhammer. The only ones that I can remember, some of the Chaos exist, Orcs exist, the Khorne exists, and those are only really the ones that I can remember. Like none of the futuristic stuff exists in the Total War Warhammer RTS. So I came in completely blind and wasn't really able to recognize a lot of things that occurred like she did. So she was able to bring in the post, or the like pre-knowledge that I didn't have. But for the most part, it felt like she just kind of watched the video, which, you know, is something that I also do. Or like, that's like my natural instinct, is to sit and watch. And, you know, she claimed that she paused a lot, but honestly, I didn't really notice her pausing all that much. I feel like I paused on her more than she paused watching Bricky. And there was quite a lot of it where she just let it play through. So, and yeah, definitely didn't talked over it a little bit more than I think I did, at least in the second part. The first part, I genuinely don't remember. It was a couple of days ago. But I definitely remember during the second part yesterday, I intentionally, whenever I had anything significant to say that was more than just like a, oh yeah, I would pause. So if she thinks that she pauses a lot, then I pause a lot. So yeah, I didn't realize that she knew as much about Warhammer as she does. And I definitely learned a lot, that I was feeling a little bit self-conscious about not speaking a lot and not really having a whole lot to say a lot of the time, but neither, for the most part, did she for the full hour. You know, she would sit and she would pause at some points, especially if she had something significant to say. Which again, none of these things are criticisms. Just to be upfront, they are just observations of mine. Because I was a little bit worried that, you know, I didn't have a whole lot to say for a large majority, because I was listening and trying to intake the information as someone who didn't really know anything about the universe. And yeah, that was another point I was going to make, was that it definitely, as with it feels like with all content, it definitely helps having a larger chat, because you have so much more to grab from. So that helped, like, that stopped a couple of conversations, or she stopped for a couple of conversations due to things that people brought up in chat as well, which is beneficial. But I mean, larger audience is always like helpful for things like that. But I feel like I learned a lot, and I guess kind of what I took away was that the stuff that I was doing isn't night and day from what she's doing, which, like, I'm not comparing myself to Matara by any means. She's such an amazing content creator. I just was curious if I was doing something radically wrong or different. And I feel a little bit more at peace knowing that I'm not, like, doing it completely wrong and offending the community because it's always spooky, and it's why I never really wanted to get into React content, because there's always the feeling of, oh, I'm just taking another person's hard work and benefiting from it when I don't really deserve to. That's always a spooky topic for me, because I never want to make people feel like that, which is why I've only reacted to things that have a very large, like, React community already, so that, like, I'm not just taking somebody else's work. Which, I mean, I still am. But I guess if I'm doing it with content that lots of other people have done already, I would assume that that means that the creator of the original content has, in a way, even if they haven't explicitly stated it, kind of given their consent in a way. Because if they didn't, they would work harder to copyright, like, put copyright strikes on React videos. And I don't really know how, like, that works, but I definitely know that it's a thing. Yeah, for sure. Like, Matsuda said at the very beginning of her video that she asked for permission, and received it from Bricky. So, but yeah, I learned a lot, and like I said, I don't know if it's a something that I'm